On this week's episode of the Rambler Sports Locker, women's soccer needs some overtime heroics, and RSL reporter Yaelin Herrera discusses the many benefits of sports.
Also, men's soccer experiences the pain of overtime, and we give Cubs fans some reasons to keep their heads held high.
Welcome back to this week's episode of the Rambler Sports Locker. I'm Sanaya Henry.
And I'm Pablo Rosero. On Sunday, September 22nd, men's soccer played Missouri State at Loyola Soccer Park. After a scoreless first 40 minutes, junior Justin Succo opened the scoring with a goal to give the Ramblers a lead before halftime. 3 minutes into the half, Missouri State tied the game with a penalty kick. After 90 minutes of regulation, the game headed into overtime. Missouri State scored the winning goal to hand the Ramblers a 2-1 loss. Men's soccer also played Bradley on Wednesday, September 23rd, at home. RSL reporter Tim Edmonds was at the game and gave a post-game recap from the field.
Guys, I'm standing live here at Loyola Soccer Park. Loyola just finished their third conference game. It was a 0-0 draw, played to 110 minutes, no score. Loyola dominated this one, 25 shots to 9 over Bradley. The Braves still came away with a road point, and they were very exalted to come away with that point. Loyola dominated this game from start to finish, controlled the corner battle. We're up 7-1 at halftime, and finished with 12-3. Dominated them on shots 25-4, but were unable to come away with a goal. A couple key chances. Aiden Magali, senior, recorded 8 shots. Was unable to come away with a goal. And finally, Marius Coleman saw his last-ditch chance in the 107th minute get saved by the Bradley goalkeeper. Loyola next will travel to Des Moines, Iowa to take on Drake University. I'm Tim Edmonds here from Loyola Soccer Park, signing off.
Thanks, Tim. Men's soccer has a chance to get back in the win column Sunday, September 29th at Drake.
On Friday, September 19th, women's soccer played Western Michigan at the WMU Soccer Complex in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Freshman Maddie Rosen scored her first collegiate goal, and graduate student Simone Wark scored twice, including a penalty kick. The Ramblers left victorious at 4-1. On Sunday, September 22nd, women's soccer played at Eastern Michigan. The Ramblers sealed their third non-conference win with a 1-0 victory. Junior Lindsay Hardiman scored the game-winning goal in overtime.
This past weekend, women's volleyball traveled to Lincoln Park to play against fellow Chicago schools in the Chicago Cup. The Ramblers opened the tournament strong with a 3-2 set win over Northwestern and a 3-1 set win over host DePaul. Loyola then dropped their third game against UIC in a 3-0 set sweep to close out the tournament. The Ramblers' win over Northwestern was the first over the Big Ten school since 2008. Freshman Addie Barnes led the team with 41 kills in the 3 games tournament. The Ramblers opened MVC play Friday, September 27th against Valsparro at Gentile Arena.
The physical benefits of sports are easy to see, but the mental benefits of sports are not as clear.
RSL reporter Yaelin Herrera is taking a closer look at what's going on inside an athlete's head.
While most of us are spectators at our favorite sporting events, how many of us actually engage in sports regularly? Sports are proven to have many benefits beyond just physical fitness. So even if you're not trying to be a professional athlete, skills learned from sports transfer into any career field. According to a case report by the British Medical Journal, participating in physical activity for 3 to 5 times a week for 30 minutes has shown to improve skills such as critical thinking, learning, and good judgment. Another benefit is leadership skills. These are cultivated best in team sports, where players are able to train, win, and lose together. This helps develop team-based mindsets according to a study from the National Institutes of Health. Sports can also boost overall mood. When physically active, our body's stress hormones reduce and we produce more endorphins, which positively affect us. They continue to work even after our workout is over, leaving us feeling more optimistic and relaxed. Those are just a few of the countless advantages sports engagement has to offer. So get onto the field or the court and take a break from your screens. But of course, only after tuning into RSL. That's all for this week's Closer Look. I'm Yaelin Herrera. Back to you at the desk.
This week, men's golf traveled to Madison, Illinois for the Derek Delenik Invitational. Sophomore Nate Vance led the team in the competition, closing with a 1 under par 212. He tied for 5th place in the individual standings. The Ramblers ultimately finished with a 54-hole tally of 870, placing the team 5th out of 18 in the Invitational.
Loyola's women's golf played at the Spirit Hollow Gold Course in Burlington, Iowa in the Missouri Valley Conference preview on September 23rd and 24th. The Ramblers finished the event in 15th place out of 15 teams.
It's safe to say women's golf had a tough week, but one could argue the Cubs' week was way worse.
Don't you worry, Cubs fans. RSL reporter Matt Mason is here to make you feel better.
The Cubs have been in playoff contention this entire year. They entered the week of September 16th just 2 games back in the NL Central, but when the going got tough, the Cubs decided to lay down and get trampled. After losing 8 straight games, including a series sweep against the Cardinals, the Cubs were officially eliminated from the playoff race. Ever since the Cubs won the World Series in 2016, the team has had much higher expectations than most Cub fans are used to. The team hasn't delivered. In light of this heartbreaking season, today we'll be looking at some reasons that the Cub fans should not be discouraged. The Cubs have had as many playoff appearances since 2015 as the White Sox do since 1983, so this is still a Cubs baseball city. Also, they've moved past the nickname of the lovable losers by being in playoff contention for the past 5 years. Another reason why the Cub fans should not be discouraged is the young talent showcase this season like Nico Horner. The 22-year-old took over the starting shortstop role September 9th and since then has played his way into the 2020 opening day roster. With all that said, it will undoubtedly be tough to watch October baseball with the absence of the Cubbies. Moving forward, they'll continue to make roster changes to attempt to get back to championship form. My final and most important reason Cub fans should not be discouraged is that yes, this year was a bust, but next year is going to be our year. I'm Matt Mason, back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Matt. I think the Cubs will get them next time.
Yeah, I agree. For our full episodes and the chance to get in on the conversation, follow and like our social media handles for an up-to-date look at all things Rambler Sports. We're still waiting. We really want you to do it.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Sanaya Henry.
And I'm Pablo Rosero. Check back next week for another episode of the Rambler Sports Locker.
And as always, don't forget to turn out the lights.